Have you ever seen a world leader step onto the global stage only to watch everything fall apart before they even reach the microphone? That's exactly what happened when President Donald Trump walked into the United Nations General Assembly today, determined to project strength and authority, and instead found himself battling technical chaos, policy reversals, and even a broken escalator. What unfolded was more than just an awkward series of mishaps. It was a shocking and game-changing moment that left leaders, allies, and critics asking who really shapes U.S. foreign policy. President Donald Trump arrived in New York ready to dominate headlines with bold declarations about Russia, Ukraine, and the United States' place in global politics. But before he even hit the podium, he was stranded on an escalator that froze mid-ascent. There he was, the most powerful man in the world, left grumbling while Melania Trump stood beside him, calm and composed. Within minutes, the scene turned into a viral sensation, a mix of slapstick comedy and political symbolism. His ally, Caroline Leavitt, erupted online, demanding investigations and calling the mishap an outrage. What should have been an ordinary inconvenience became a breaking political drama. The escalator fiasco set the tone. Inside the UN, Trump faced a second blow. The teleprompter malfunctioned, forcing him to shuffle through notes and stumble over sentences. His confidence wavered, and the audience noticed. It was a reminder that even in the most carefully staged environments, unpredictability can shatter the illusion of control. But the real shock came not from the technical glitches, but from Trump's words once he regained his footing. For months, he had painted Russia as a strong, unrelenting adversary, even suggesting Ukraine should make concessions for peace. Then came the reversal. In a dramatic about-face, Trump declared Russia nothing more than a paper tiger, praising Ukraine's resilience and throwing full support behind its fight to reclaim all territory. The shift was not just surprising. It was unprecedented. One meeting with President Volodymyr Zelensky, and suddenly Trump had flipped the script on one of the world's most dangerous conflicts. This reversal raised immediate questions. Was this a calculated decision, a strategic realignment in U.S. foreign policy, or the result of quiet influences behind the scenes? That's where Melania Trump re-entered the picture. While Donald fumbled with teleprompters and shifting positions, Melania delivered a measured speech of her own. She spoke about families, children, and the hope for peace. Observers couldn't help but recall her reported letter to Vladimir Putin urging peace in Ukraine for the sake of future generations. Was her soft diplomacy the hidden force steering Trump's dramatic turn? World leaders took notice. Some saw Trump's new stance as a sign of strength, aligning the United States firmly with its allies. Others dismissed it as inconsistency, another unpredictable swing that could change again tomorrow. The uncertainty rattled diplomats and sent analysts scrambling to recalculate. For allies in Europe, the sudden U.S. embrace of Ukraine's maximalist goals was both welcome and unnerving. For Moscow, the rhetoric marked a direct challenge, undermining Trump's earlier signals of compromise. Reactions inside the United States were equally divided. Supporters praised the pivot as evidence that Trump was listening, adapting, and putting American power behind a just cause. Critics, however, warned of instability. They argued that foreign policy driven by mood swings or personal influence could undermine trust with partners and embolden adversaries. The American public, watching the spectacle unfold in real time, was left wondering whether the day's drama represented growth, chaos, or both. The ripple effects are already clear. If Trump's new line holds, it could reshape U.S.-Russia relations, NATO strategy, and the trajectory of the war in Ukraine. Billions in military aid, ongoing sanctions, and fragile diplomatic negotiations now hang in the balance. All eyes are on Moscow's response. Will Putin escalate, retaliate, or retreat under pressure? The next 48 hours will be telling. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris offered her own carefully worded comments, signaling party unity but withholding any sweeping declarations. Her restraint contrasted sharply with Trump's dramatic flip, underscoring the divide between methodical politics and unpredictable showmanship. The balance between stability and spectacle is at the heart of this story. This UN General Assembly was supposed to be routine. Another round of speeches, handshakes, and staged diplomacy. Instead, it turned into a spectacle of escalator malfunctions, teleprompter glitches, and a foreign policy reversal that could reshape global alliances. It revealed the fragility of carefully scripted power plays and the unpredictable human forces behind them. So, where does this leave us? Trump's sudden alignment with Ukraine may bolster Western unity, but it could just as quickly unravel if another unexpected influence shifts his stance. Melania's quiet advocacy may prove transformative or fade into the background. The world waits to see if today's pivot marks a lasting change in American foreign policy or just another chapter in a cycle of contradictions. The drama at the UN was not just about one leader's bad day. It was about the stakes of global leadership in a volatile world. When the most powerful office on earth can change direction in a single speech, the consequences stretch far beyond headlines. What do you think? Was reversal a moment of growth, a reaction to pressure, or a sign of instability? Should leaders be praised for changing course when faced with new realities, or criticized for inconsistency? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And before you go, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for updates. Because the story doesn't end here. The next moves from Washington, Kiev, and Moscow could be game-changing, and we'll be here to cut through the noise with the clarity you deserve.